Let's derive some formulae to convert the sum of trigonometric functions into products and back. Using these four well-known formulae, sin A plus B, sin A minus B, sin cos A plus B, and cos A minus B, we are now going to derive few more formulae which will help us to convert sum of two trigonometric functions into product and product of two trigonometric functions into sum. These formulae which we are going to derive will be very helpful in factorizing trigonometric equations. So the same four formulae I start with. Sin A plus B, sin A minus B, cos A plus B and cos A minus B. The same four formulae written once more. Taking the first two as two equations. Now I add them. The left hand side will be sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. And sin A plus B plus sin A minus B is the LHS and the RHS is, observe here, cos A sin B minus cos A sin B. These two terms are opposite sign, cancel. And the other two terms gets double. So twice of sin A cos B. We'll come back to it once more. Now the same two equations. Let me do equation number 1 minus equation number 2. That would give me sin A plus B minus sin A minus B. Left hand side is sin A plus B minus sin A minus B. What would happen to the RHS? Go here. These two terms are now cos A sin B, subtract minus cos A sin B, makes it twice cos A sin B. This time what got cancelled is these two terms. Second equation, ready. Now let's go for the next two equations, 3 and 4. First we add them to get cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. And on the right side you observe these two terms get cancelled and it gets double. Cos A cos B twice, that's why written 2 cos A cos B. Lastly, the third and fourth equations subtract 3 minus 4. That will give us cos A plus B minus cos A minus B. But here be very vigilant. Of course, the first term cos A cos B cancel. But what happens to the other two terms? They are double. But look, minus sin A sin B, subtract sin A sin B will make it minus twice sin A sin B. So, these four equations now, let's see how are we going to use them. The first one, sin A cos B is a product. Sin A cos B is equal to this 2. Bring it on the left hand side to half, divide, and you get sin A cos B is equal to half of this LHS. Due to this 2 here, half here. Half of sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. This is what I was telling in the beginning. The product of sine function and cos function now turned into sum of two terms. Product is converted into sum. The first equation helps us to convert as product into sum of two terms. Next one, cos A sin B. This can be written as half of sin A plus B minus sin A minus B. Cos A sin B is equal to this cos A sin B is equal to half of sin A plus B minus sin A minus B. That's what I've written here. Again, another product converted into sum. Yes, this is sum only. Plus negative of the second term. Two terms it is converted into. The third one now, cos A cos B. This is yet another product. Cos A cos B is half of cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. Once more, the product is converted into two terms. Lastly, sin A sin B is, due to this minus 2, it is minus half of cos A plus B minus cos A minus B. So these four formulae generally help us to convert the products into sum. We turn them into two terms. Here it is single term in each of them. Sin A cos B, cos A sin B. Cos A cos B, sin A sin B. All four possibilities of product of sine function and cosine function we have dealt with. Now, we need to know how can we convert the sum to product, the reverse process. We will use the same four equations, but in a slightly different style. For that, let me use angle A plus B equal to C and angle A minus B equal to D. In all these four equations, I am going to use this. If I replace A plus B as C and A minus B as D, what would happen? This two equations if you add, 2A equal to C plus D, A equal to C plus D by 2. And if I subtract these two equations, I have 2B equal to C minus D. Look, A cancel, B minus B is 2B equal to C minus D and B equal to C minus D by 2. Now these four substitutions I'm going to make in these equations. That is, A plus B and A minus B will be replaced as C and D. Here C and here D I will write. Then what would be A and B? A would be C plus D by 2 and B would be C minus D by 2. Let me put and see how will it look like. This is what the same equation turns into this form. Sin C plus sin D is equal to 2 into sin C plus D by 2 into cos C minus D by 2. Now look, this equation is helping us convert sum into product. A sine function into a cosine function. Whenever we have the sum of two trigonometric functions in terms of sine, we can convert like this. Let's do the same with the second equation. It will turn into sin C minus sin D equal to 2 into cos A is C plus D by 2, B is C minus D by 2. Another conversion. Two terms converted into single one. Factorization as such. Factors we made it into. Third one will turn into cos C plus cos D. A plus B is C and A minus B is D. That is what the assumption we have done. So the RHS would be 2 cos C plus D by 2 cos C minus D by 2. And the last one will be cos C minus cos D equal to minus 2 sin C plus D by 2 sin C minus D by 2. Now let us collect these four formulae. Yes, this formula will convert two terms into product. Once more, second one, again another two terms converted into product. Third one and the fourth one. These are four formulae which will help us convert sum of sine function and cos function in all possible ways. Here sine, sub addition. Then sin C minus sin D, cos C plus cos D, cos C minus cos D. All of them are turned into products. That is, factorization is being done. We need to factorize double terms like this into product form in many questions. Very important set of formulae. The set of formulae to convert products into sum and set of formulae to convert sums into product. Very important, very useful trigonometric equations.